Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As always, it's me Ivan, and today I'll be showing you a watch from a brand I didn't even know it existed until its founder Raymond reached out to me, and I'm glad he did, because this watch is very nicely made. It comes with a 60-hour power reserve Miura movement and a very cool and unique design inspired by the legend of King Arthur. Before we start, I would like to have a word with you about the pricing and the availability, because this model is running out of stock pretty quickly. The reason for this is obviously because the watches are well made, as I already told you, but that's not all. Valimor has made only 50 pieces of each color variant, and on top of that the price of about €280 is very attractive considering what you get in return. So watch this video until the end, and if you end up interested in getting one of these, just visit their website, valimor.com, and see if there are any left. Here is a quick look at the packaging. This model arrives well protected in a nice little box. In it you also find the user's manual, a very nice plastic card of authenticity, and then there is this little thank you mini book which illustrates some key moments from the Arthurian legend. And you know, I find this very cool because I grew up watching cartoons and movies about King Arthur and Robin Hood. So unboxing and wearing this watch has brought back some very nice memories to me. Alright guys, it's time I give you the dimensions now. The Valimor Kilgara, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, has a case diameter of 40mm. The lug to lug is only 47, while the thickness is 13mm without the crystal, or 15 including the crystal. Then the lug width is 22mm, and on this very nice rubber strap the total weight is 95 grams. What this really means is that this watch will sit very nicely on most people's wrists, and here it is on mine. As you know, it is 17 centimeters in circumference, or 6.7 inches, and to me it looks great. It's very comfortable thanks to the rubber strap, and of course it has a lot of wrist presence due to the Gothic design. Speaking of the design, there is a very consistent theme going on through the whole watch. As I just mentioned, it's a Gothic-inspired design, which is very clearly represented by the font choice, the handset and the decoration on the chapter ring. And then if you have a closer look at the dial, you'll see that it's textured and the pattern resembles dragon scales. The execution here is fantastic, the handset is quite unique and nicely finished, and overall I'm just very much impressed with how well all the elements go together. From these close-up shots you can also see that the finishing is very good as well. The case is brushed for the most part, with the exception of the beveled edges that run across the flanks, and then we've got the crown, which seems to be a bit blasted. By the way guys, the crown features a Swarovski crystal, and together with the bezel are two aspects of the watch that I find very interesting due to the dragon-like knurling. Now, if we turn the watch around, you'll see that the dragon theme continues on the case back and on the custom rotor, which can be seen through a mineral crystal. And while it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, in my opinion, it looks much better than a stock Miura 8 series rotor. So yeah, everything about this watch has been very well thought out. And as you can tell, I'm very impressed with how it looks and how well it is built. You just don't see €300 watches like this one every day. I mean, this Valimor even comes with an amazing single domed sapphire crystal with AR coating. It's entirely made of 316L steel, and the rubber strap also looks and feels great. Then there's the ceramic bezel insert, which is fully lumed with super luminova, and so are the hands and the indices. Perhaps the water resistance should have been higher than 100 meters, but other than that, this watch has it all. There is just one thing that some people might be bothered with, and it has to do with the bezel. The action is not bad at all, it's a 60-click bezel, it feels and sounds alright. It's also aligned, but it has a bit of a free play between each click. To me that's not a big deal, as I literally never use the bezel on any of my watches, but still, it has to be mentioned. Next, we definitely need to talk about the movement, as it's another big selling point of this watch. It's a Miura 8 series. To be specific, it's the caliber 8315, and while it's very similar to the 8215, there are two key differences. The first one is that unlike some 8215s, this one hacks, so when you pull the crown out, the second hand stops. The second difference is the power reserve. Fully wound, this 8315 caliber will run for 60 hours, which is a massive increase in comparison with the 40 hours of the 8215. This is the first time I check a watch with this movement, and so far I'm very happy with it. It's also very accurate. Dial up, it's been running only 7 seconds fast per day. Now let's have a quick look at how this Vallimore compares in terms of size next to some other watches in my collection. As always, here it is next to my all-time favorite, the Tudor Black Bay. The most noticeable difference is that the Tudor has a larger lug-to-lug of 50mm, while the Vallimore is only 47. The thickness is about the same, and finally when it comes to the case diameter, the Tudor is just 1mm larger. The Seiko Alpinist Sarb 017 has surprisingly similar dimensions. You're looking at a case diameter of 39.5 versus 40mm, and a lug-to-lug of 46.4 on the Alpinist versus 47 on the Vallimore. Here you can also see how different the two dials are in terms of color. The Vallimore is olive green and it looks lighter in the middle, while the Alpinist is wakame salad green and it's a sunburst dial. There you have it, guys. The Vallimore Kilgara is a very nice offering for the money. It's a limited edition of 50 pieces. It features a unique design, which I believe they have patented. And then it has everything else you would like to see in a watch. A ceramic lumed bezel insert, an exhibition case back, a sapphire crystal, a rubber band with quick release spring bars, and so on. By the way, I forgot to tell you that there is also a bracelet option, and from the other reviews I've seen of this watch, the quality of the bracelet is also good. And finally, the 60 hours power reserve Miura movement is, in my opinion, a much better alternative to the NH35 that we usually find in watches of this price range. So if you're looking for a watch to wear at the beach, or to wear while you play Dungeons and Dragons for hours on end, definitely check Vallimore's website. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this watch in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one.